I'm going to say it was easy. It's never easy to build a business because all I did was do what my competitors aren't doing and do it better. Chris, this business is you. Price. Everything comes down to price. Let's agree. This is a watch. I don't know. It's a nice watch. It's a dive watch. And it's $10,000. Now, I don't want this watch anymore, but you know that this watch is worth $10,000. And Lewis, I come to you and say, hey man, I'm desperate. I got a $10,000 watch and I'm going to sell it to you for $1,000 because all I need is $1,000 to help me out of my desperate situation. Are you game? You're going to go, Chris, I'm not into watches, but that thing's worth $10,000. I'm going to buy it for $1,000. I'm going to resell it for $9 and make $8. You know, following me? Like, you understand that the price of how would I sell this to you matters and you buy it, right? You're not into watches, but you buy it, you resell it, you make $8 grand, $9 grand. Who cares? Whatever the numbers. All right. Now let me pose another scenario. Lewis, man, I'm in big trouble. I owe the IRS money. I got a $10,000 watch. I'm going to sell this to you for $9,500. Will you buy it?
I'm a little less interested.
Why? Because the price ain't right. The offer wasn't right. The value wasn't right. The flip of you making the investment wasn't right. So it came down to you saying yes for two things. It was the price. Because the watch remained what it was, 10. My buy price to you with this 1,000, you're like, I'm gonna flip it or I'm gonna keep it because that's a great, crazy, great value. My next offer was $9,500 and you're like, $500 spread, I'm not into watches. There's too much of a risk because if I buy it and I can't sell it for $9 and I gotta sell it for $95, I'm flat. It was not a bad investment. So it all came down to price.
And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Marketing Without Rules, the show where we work to inspire business owners by bringing on guests who exemplify the hunter mindset. They make moves, they color outside the lines, and they have found creative ways to channel the attention of their community into currency. This show is sponsored by Blue Crocus Solutions, a web design and SEO agency focused on helping home service companies. I am your host, Lewis Vandervalk, and today I have the pleasure of chatting with Chris Scoville. Chris is the founder and CEO of Improvifi with 31 plus years experience in home improvement lending and training platforms that help contractors grow their business by selling financing at the point of sale. He's also a marketing genius of sorts, not necessarily because he does wild and outlandish things, but he just gets super consistent when he latches on to a method. And we'll hear about that in the growth of Improvifi, some of the other cool stuff he's done. But Chris, welcome to the show. Excited to
Great to be here again and be back. I think you and I have consistently over the years, with every launch, regrouped and said, hey, what's going on? And, it's the R4 method back in the day, reviews, referrals, rewards, and retention, roll up, Blue Pages Pro, roll up, exit, property.com, exit, Improvifi, financing improved. Like, dude,
exciting.
Boom, boom, boom. All these years.
Yeah, it's been cool to watch because I think we've been connected pretty much as long as I've been in the space since 2019. It was very, very early on. And watching you kind of go through the roll-ups, as you say, which inevitably lead to another grind session, another grind season for you. So talk a bit about, we were just chatting off air and then we were like, we better go live so that the good stuff happens here. But you have grown Improvifi incredibly fast and grown a team. Give people a snapshot of that and dive into a fire round and then we'll just...
Absolutely amazing. It hit me the other day. I am in Utah headquarters and I went down to Silicon Slopes Valley, which is Silicon Valley of Utah. All the tech companies are down in Lehi, and I'll leave the name out. This large company down there invited me in for Voices of the Industry, a very special training that they do every year for about 30 select companies and people. But on Monday, I spoke for a group for RoofCon, which is RoofCon is an organization that does seminars. This year, they're doing that out in Oklahoma, I believe, in January. But anyway, they invited me in to speak. Now, typically, I get on stage, Lewis, and talk about financing. F word, right? But I make it fun and energetic. This, though, I looked at the topic and I said, I'm not going to really talk about financing. I'm going to talk about how to build a team. Building on purpose, right? Which is the name of our podcast. Building a team with purpose, right? Was kind of the topic. So I was to speak Monday morning. I'm the opening speaker. And I built the presentation on Sunday, fresh. And I did it on Canva. And I just sat down like a writer. And I just started writing like Jerry Maguire. And it just poured out of me. And 17 pages later, I'm ready to do a presentation the next morning on how to build a team. And it was so easy because all I did is what my wife, the CFO of our company, did in a year and a half here at Improvifi and told the truth. I told how our culture is, how our mission, how our value is. So I sat down, wrote it, opened it up to present it on Monday, never went through the slides and just presented beautifully from the stage because I was authentic and I was real. So we built this company in a year and a half to 18 full-time teammates around the nation. We have CPAs, accountants, marketing, legal, counsel, tech developers in Denmark and in Arizona. We have business development managers. We have client success managers. We have a COO. We have a CFO. We have a CEO. And we've got directors. So we have a real business. We built this in a year and a half, man, from an idea on the back of a paper,
It's exciting.
Yeah, man, I come from financing. So I'm 55 this year. In January, I'll be 55. Like, I'm not going to retire. Like, you can't make me, right? You can't stop me from starting another business. But I started at zero, like no money, no capital, no venture capital. No one ever gave me a playbook on how to build this. But what I did do to build the business, which is very interesting for your clients and your pros that are watching this right now, is do what you do plus the other things that they're not doing. I'll say it again. Do what you do it really well, be the best, but then look at what others in your market are not doing and then do it. Because I'm going to say it was easy. It's never easy to build a business, but it was easy because all I did was do what my competitors aren't doing and do it better. Like Lewis, my competitors are banks, big banks with lots of freaking money. They've commoditized financing for contractors. It's just a cold industry. They hand them a rate sheet and a sales rep and say, go sell and make us money. And I was like, no, that's just horrible. It's just a commodity. What we do is we build a partnership with our contractors. We care about them. We're involved, invested, and vetted in their interests and their goals and their ROI and their mission. We offer lending. We offer training to help them launch financing and handle obstacles and objections that come along the way through a university I built. We give them support, which is a deal desk and client success managers, somebody to call and help them. So somebody to call. And then we give them our mobile app, our technology that we built so they can take the tools to the toolbox at the point of sale to help them convert. So like all I did was the 4 pillars that nobody else does.
Yeah.
Super cool, man. Super cool. So yeah, we grew this pretty fast. 775 plus clients in less than a year and a half. To your point, organically, marketing outside of the box, outside of the lines, consistent, focused messages and stay true to what you do.
It's a big deal. And to your point about being 55, you don't look a day over 35, Chris, and you bring the energy of like a 25-year-old. So maybe when I grow up, I'll have your energy. But
that's the secret. Don't grow up.
Yeah, that's the secret, right? But it's been fun to watch. And I know, you probably haven't shared half of it on social media, but I could, being a business owner, I could tell you were in the trenches there at the beginning and you were just putting in the work. You shared some of your stats of your calendar. I think when you and I had jumped on a couple of times, you're like, gotta run, man. I got 20 other calls today, and
it was so hard. Do you know what was hard? Because I thought I had to do everything. I had to do the sales calls. I had to do the negotiating with the lending. I had to build the partnerships. I had to manage the partnerships. I had to handle the problems. I had to handle I tried to do everything myself. The moment that we started scaling controllably, now there's scaling in with control, that's super important. We started bringing a team in and I started letting go is when we really became a company. I'm not stressed out anymore. Now, yes, I had a back-to-back day yesterday. It started at 5 a.m. and it ended at 5:30 p.m. 12 and a half hours, no lunch break at the desk. Well, I was out of the office for 4 days.
Yeah.
Stuff I had to do. But I can go on a 5-day vacation now and the company runs.
Yeah, that's exciting. So if you were to, let's say you were going to start a company right now, today, what would you do? If you could just boil that down really quickly for someone.
Ground zero or one I do or a trade.
Pick one. Pick which one you want to go into. I think to relate to our audience, probably prefer a trade.
Let's pick a trade.
Yeah. Let's name the trade first. You pick which. I know you're really familiar with roofing, but pick a trade. Throw one out there.
Sure. I'm not going to pick roofing. Going to pick something that I had seen in Utah at all. I'm going to go blue ocean strategy on everybody here. I am going to sell generators.
Okay. I'm
going to be the generator king in Utah. Nobody will ever be able to type in I need a generator, Generac or Kohler or Briggs & Stratton in Google without seeing the generator king pop up in SEO. I am going to learn everything about generators that I can. I am going to go out there and find the pain points of what people face when their power goes out up in the mountains where they don't have it. I am going to figure out how to diagnose issues if something needs to be repaired or replaced with them. And then I am going to be the fat dancing bear to attract more attention to the generator world that anybody's ever seen. I'm going to bleed generators. I'm going to learn financing because I know that the key to buying something comes down to the price. And if they don't agree upon the price or the payment, they won't buy it. So I'm going to learn everything I can and have the best lending solutions for Improvifi that I can. So I know that no matter who I face at the point of sale, they'll never say no to me over the price or the payment because I have the solutions. So now all I really need to do is market, knock on these doors, explain the problem, provide the solution, and be the generator freaking king in Utah. I'm not going to the entire state, though. I'm going to take 5 miles. I'm going to become 5 mile famous, and then I'm going to replicate to the next zip code. And then I'm going to replicate to the next zip code. I call this the Truman effect, the Truman bubble. Jim Carrey had no idea until the end of the movie when a camera broke and he looked up and he was in a bubble. So he had this beautiful world that he dominated in. So I'm going to be the generator king in the Truman bubble. And then once I've dominated this and learned the market organically and SEO and paid and all the cool stuff, and I've got my network of realtors and builders and air conditioning guys that don't sell it, or roofers that don't sell it, and siding guys that don't sell it, and I've networked with them. Is my referral base, and I'm the generator king because I'm referring back to them. So I got a referral network in my 5 miles. Then I'm going to just duplicate it, and then scale.
Love that. You mentioned the fat dancing bear. Can you get technical with that?
Yeah, sure.
You have been that. Improvifi.
I am good friends with Alex and Layla, and I spent a couple days with their team and them talking about the fat dancing bear.
No way. Very cool. You throw that out there really, really casually, but for those listening, he just pulled up an acquisition.com workbook, which means that's Alex and Layla Hormozi. Very cool.
So I spent a lot of time examining my business, learning my constraints, calculating my EBITDA, and trying to conquer how I can manage what I've created, which is called key man risk. Chris Scoville, am the finance guy. I'm the fat dancing bear. I'm the guy at the intersection going, and you're like, oh my God, fat dancing bear. What's he selling? I'm going to do business with him.
Can I insert an anecdote here real briefly? So in one of the groups, someone was asking for financing solution, and I happened to see this conversation come up. And someone literally, so to back up here, Chris does, I don't know if you still do it as frequently as you used to, but you would do a live every time you walk your dog in the morning.
Yeah.
You'd go on live. And someone asked for financing in the groups, and someone commented and said, can't remember his name, but there's a guy that walks his dog every morning. Like, find out who that guy is and reach out to him. That's just what you were. You were the guy that was going live every morning.
Or I walk my dog and I go, oh my God, look at all these homes. And look at all the things that they need help with. And yet people say, I don't have any leads. Yet you can open up Google Map and look down and pick a radius of all these homes that have the things that you need to go and fix.
Yeah. So you were the fat dancing bear to the point to where your dog walking became the thing that people remembered. That they knew you had the solution.
I'm also known as the bald guy that does financing. It's like weird. It's like these things that pop up in groups where I don't post in groups, by the way, anyone. I don't go into groups and go, hey, you guys should offer financing, because I don't ever post. Because I sit back and wait for people to tag me, and then I come in and then I go into the answers. It's
Yeah, you drop answers and they ask you to answer.
Right. So
such a good book.
Yeah. So I don't post in groups. I'd love to. I'd like to be educational, but I'm afraid that even if I'm educational, someone's going to think I'm pitching them. So all I do is respond, and people will go, I know this bald guy that does financing. So I've been called everything. So let's go back to Alex and Layla. I'm sitting there. First, I don't even want to tell you, I didn't go with the CFO. And I got COVID on the second day while I was there. It was very uncomfortable.
Oh, brutal.
It was a real tough trip for me. It wasn't like Vegas fun and Alex Hormozi and Layla fun. I faked it. I faked all the way through it. Also didn't know that I had COVID. I thought I had the flu. So I wasn't trying to infect people. I just had no idea. I got it while I was in Vegas, while I was there. So needless to say, they're like cost of acquisition, EBITDA, call CACL. I'm like, what the hell? So I come out of the break and I call my CFO and I go, what's our customer acquisition cost? Like, what is this? She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, give me some calculations. They're going to ask me. Like, I needed numbers, right? So I learned a lot. And now I know what I know. Now I can go back to the drawing board. Okay, cool. We can make an adjustment. We can increase our investment with what it costs to do business with us, right? So because of the amount of value, I call it the value stack selling system. If your value is like this, and you're only charging $2,500 for it, and the return is $300,000 at the end of the year for the contractor, there's something off there. If it costs $2,500 to do business with me, and I make you $300,000 in a year in financing, that ain't fair. I don't know. I should be 25,000, right? If I make you 300,000, is it fair to say you should pay me 25? Or better question, pay me $25,000 and I'm going to go make you 300. Would you do it? Yeah. When I say I guarantee it,
I'd do it.
Right. Good. So it costs $2,500 for me to make someone $300,000 in a year. Yeah. It ain't fair. But anyway, needless to say, what we offer is too much for what we charge. It's okay. I'm still $2,500. I'm going to increase my pricing here soon because we've got an app, we've got payment, we got credit, we're doing a lot of stuff. It's too low of an investment. It doesn't make economic sense. So that's just one thing. Let's get back to Key Man Risk, the fat dancing bear. So here I am. I built this company, Improvifi, Financing Improved, right? Kind of a weird name, but whatever. It's modern.
I love it. It's very catchy.
Yeah, it's fun. We got a cool little logo we got a new logo.
Ooh, I like that.
With a little dog, and it says,
I like the little dog, yeah.
Funding fetched fast. Like, we've rebranded. This now is my finance company, and this is our brand logo. So we've done some interesting things in our branding. Needless to say, I'm the fat guy at the end of the street dancing to get the business. So it's called Key Man Risk. If Chris Scoville is Improvifi, when I go to sell my company for $500 million in 3 years to US Bank or Citigroup or a large entity, and they go, well, we'd give you 500, but Chris, this business is you.
Yeah.
And I go, no, it's not. We have 10,000 clients. Our our annual recurring revenue is $5.7 million. Our funding is $1.2 billion a year. Our commercial is $1.5 billion a year in funding. What do you mean? Yeah, but Chris, it's just because of you. So what I have to do now, Lewis, is go back and go, where can I remove Key Man Risk for our company, right? How do I remove this face, the dancing bear, from the attractive character to the business, and how do I make this the proposition? So Alex Ramosi is Key Man Risk for acquisition.com.
Yeah.
So anyway, I learned a lot about that. So we're in the process of slowly integrating and building things in the YouTube station and removing Key Man Risk around taking Chris Scoville out of it, but building lots of education and business in the box types of solutions.
What does Alex say about him being Key Man Risk? Like, what are they doing? Or is that just part and parcel with what they're building?
It's okay for him. And here's the reason why. Before, in his gym business, it would have mattered. Yep. But now that acquisition.com is...
Kind of him and Layla.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter now. Who's going to buy acquisition.com? PwC? PricewaterhouseCoopers? Like, who buys them? Their venture capital, investment, funding, doesn't matter now. When you get into the B's, it doesn't matter. The billions, it doesn't matter for him, for to be Key Man Risk. So, but he's also scaling a really big C-suite, and he's also bringing the best of the people that I met, man. His C-suite are so talented that acquisition.com is going to be the name. And he could be an outside consultant someday, and people still trust acquisition because it came from Alex Ramosi. So,
and they trust that he's built the systems to keep it going because of who he is.
Yes. So a lot of it, folks, comes down to trust. If people trust Chris Scoville and they trust Improvifi, when Chris Scoville eventually moves out of the fat dancing bear position, they already know that they trust Improvifi, right? We're getting to that odd stage now where I don't answer my phone anymore. Katie, my executive assistant, answers my calls. I picked up one call today because I didn't forward my line today. I'm here in the office. And Richard goes, "Hey, Katie, it's Richard." And I go, "Richard, it's Chris." He's like, "What?" He was already prepared to not talk to me. He was prepared to talk to Katie, my executive assistant. But when I answered the phone, he was shocked. He's like, "Dude, you're answering your phone?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? How can I help you?" Like, so we're getting to some interesting transitional phases already in a year and a half in.
That's really cool. So going back to Key Man Risk and the fact that you're still there and transitioning out, I think a lot of our listeners are going to be there for some time, right? So you talk about, becoming the generator king in the area. I like to get tactical in during these episodes.
Yeah, let's do our best.
Let's list off. I mean, I think you could probably easily think of 5 things, but can we go through a few things tactically that you did for Improvifi? And, the walking the dog and lives was a big one.
Yeah.
Commenting in the group, stuff like that.
Yeah. So it comes down to this. Oh, God, a few great guys that I learned from, right? Alex, J. Abraham, the list goes on and on, Ogilvy, right? Like, my goal for Improvifi was always just to educate people, to be the agnostic source for financing. What does that mean? That means that, hey, listen, I don't care if you do business with me or not. I don't care if you work with a competitor. I'm here to help you. So if you're with a Green Sky and you've got a question and you're wondering how to build margin into your pricing to cover their high freaking dealer fees, call me. I'll help you. Well, Chris, you're your competitor. I don't give a shit. I'm super proud that contractor's offering financing with somebody.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy that people reach out to that just will help them. So my open door policy and education policy, my marketing, my advertising, my speak, my walking the dog training ain't ever focused on owning the market 100%. I think a lot of businesses make that mistake. Instead of just helping people, they want to capture all the people. I'm not for everybody. A guy yesterday said, I'm not going to pay you $2,500. You should pay me for bringing you people for lending. Well, what an interesting 1987 thought process that was. I didn't beat the guy up. I said, you're right. Maybe I'm not right for you. I said, here's 4 other lenders that are free. However, free always comes at a cost.
Does.
Free will give you cold commodity rate sheet and a rep that won't ever see you with no training, high dealer fees, and low approvals. So here you go. Good luck.
Do with it what you will.
Sorry, I'm not distracted, but I just got another guy that just came in. I'm going to hide his name. Hey, comments in my Facebook posts. Do you charge an annual fee? Annual spelled wrong. I know most companies that have promotions with no dealer fees. They're free. After I get out the call, I got to do exactly, guys, this is real. I can't fake this. This just came in. This guy's already saying, why do I have to pay you? Well, if you work with me, you'll freaking see.
Yeah. We're live here on the Chris Show with Chris, live in his office, taking messages. It's a real thing.
It's not. So literally, I'm just saying it and it just came in. So how do I do it? Consistent, all the time, everyday post, videos, education, teaching, training, supporting, helping, consistency. I've got posts that pop up in these Facebook memories from 7 years ago, and I'm saying the same shit. Hey, it's Chris. I'm just saying it a different way now because I have different products and programs. I got my own company now. We got a mobile app that does all this cool stuff, right? Like back then at that company, we only had one solution. Now I've got 30, right? So it's just repetitive consistency, helping and doing it over and over. But it is staying so focused that you're not the jack of all and the master of none. So when you said, hey, Chris, if you were to go start a business, and I said, I'm going to go do what no one else is doing. I'm going to create a blue ocean strategy. I'm going to be the best in that industry that nobody's doing. I'm going to become 5 Mile famous. Like I named all the things in my marketplace that I haven't seen anybody doing because I know that if I went out and did it and I don't even know how to do it, I know how to do it. I would say so focused is the generator guy that it would make people puke when they saw me at the gas station. My trucks would be wrapped. I would stand out like a sore thumb. Maybe my truck is lime green with a white and black logo on it that says generator guy. I don't know, but I just know I would be so focused on generators that when I pulled up for a realtor meeting in the morning and I went in there, I'm like, you guys, I'm the generator guy. I gotta help your homeowners. They just bought a house. They're up on the mountain. The power's going to freaking go out. How can we help them through you? Because you're the realtor that sold them the freaking house with no power. You're the realtor that sold them the house on the hill that dies with no power. They're going to be mad at you and give you a 1-star review. Let's make them a 5-star review. What do you mean? If when you sell the house, just introduce me and I'll come on over and I'll tell them why they need a freaking generator that's going to go out because the power's going to go out up there. And I'm going to make you look like really good. You guys, I just gave you a referral program.
I feel attacked that I'm not even a realtor. So that's a great strategy. What I wanted to segue to.
I want to help everybody, right? So
so Bob Berg was big for me in that. Really had a big switch for me in 2020 when I read the book, The Go-Giver. I know I talked about it here before. Why do you want to help people? Like, why are you not just out to own your market and take everything from everything?
It's just my core philosophy that, and I'm a Christian. I mean, I'm not talking about religion here. It's not about religion, but I just think that if we do good things and we're good people and we do it real and we help people, that the money's just a byproduct of being nice and in helping, right? And like at the end of the day, we've got a credit repair business that we've just launched. And the guy that runs that business now, we're talking about it today. And we met back in 2017 at a group down in Texas that we're part of. And a lot of those guys that spoke on stage are now in jail or out of business.
I think I know the group.
They're all gurus. They've all gone on to different things so many different times.
Yep.
Well, a different philosophy back then. I was building my first company called R4 Method, and I wanted to learn everything about funnels and all this stuff. And I was looking up to these guys like they were God. It was so weird. But I learned enough to go, I stayed focused on what I do, which is financing. These guys have been through 6 to 7 different things and have lost everything. And it makes sense to just do the right thing for people. And the market will come to you if you do the right thing. 100%. My dominating ability in the finance world. Yes. Do I want to win? Yes. Do I expect everybody in the United States to do business with me? No. Would it be nice? Yeah, but like, dude, that'd be 750,000 contractors enrolled in my program. Come on, man. It's not even feasible.
Yeah. Let's go back to you already kind of segued into a topic and I pulled you back out, but let's go back into the referral side of things. You just laid out the whole thing with realtors there as generator king. You're not even in this business. You came up with it on the fly. Maybe you are thinking about going into generators.
No, I've never thought about it. This is all like, I looked outside, I saw that it's windy and I was like, shit, what if the power goes out?
Yeah. So you can see Chris is thinking about this stuff all the time, right? And so he's walking into that realtor meeting or that networking meeting and he's making those realtors be like, oh crap, like he's right. We got to do something here. That's a solid referral strategy. Let's talk about 3 other people you'd refer or you'd want as referral partners and get tactical on that again.
So, okay, good. So realtors, all right, let's think about the trades, people out there that fight the same fight that you do, have the same emotions, right? So who's easy to connect with? People that have been through what you've been through and people that are going through what you've gone through. Seems like a very interesting and easy relationship to start with. So if I'm in the generator business and there's air conditioning companies within my 5-mile famous bubble, which we call the Truman Show, they don't do generators, but they do install heating ducts and air conditioners for homeowners. But they also suffer the same marketing, people, training, scaling, OEM, distributor issues that we deal with, cost of rising and goods issues, financing issues. Wouldn't that be a great person to call and say, hey, man, I saw your HVAC truck the other day at the gas station. I'm the generator guy, man. And listen, are you the owner? And yeah, man, I'm the owner. Look, where do you have coffee in the morning before you get your day? And they're like, right down at Jimmy Bob's Donuts. It's awesome. I know right where it is. Let's meet there tomorrow morning at 7:30. I need 20 minutes of your time to see if we can help each other. What do you mean help each other? Well, I don't do HVAC, man. We do generators. And you do HVAC, generator. I think we might be able to help some of these people. And I want you to learn about how I treat people at the point of sale so you're comfortable building a referral program with me. Okay, that was fucking hard. Excuse me, you can cross that out. That was so hard to develop that relationship.
Yep.
We suffer the same problems. What are they? We're in the home service business. So we feel the same thing. Yeah, man, you and I feel the same thing. Cool, we got some shit in common. Where do you get coffee? I don't drink coffee. Great. Where do you drink water in the morning? We're going to establish a place to go meet because I got to meet you so I can help your people that need help and you need to help my people because I got no HVAC people to refer to. That would be one group that I would attack. Oh, you got realtor.
I mean, those pretty much work for, and he's talking about it as a generator company, but think about anything, plumbing, junk removal, demolition, you all deal in the home service space. And so do 10, 15, 20, 30 other types of businesses. They're all referral partners for you because you're all touching the same people and you may as well touch them with multiple solutions.
When you say junk removal, are those that haul for less?
Yeah, so 1-800-JUNK is an example.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I would assume a lot of your guys have very colorful, clean dumpsters.
That's the idea. That's the goal, yeah.
And then they have a mat underneath that protects the driveway.
Yep, pretty commonly.
And they have a porta-potty attached to it.
That's kind of a different industry. Some people do rent porta-potties. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. I was just wondering because it's like at the end of the day, I walk and we've got a lot of beautiful buildings going on around here. And I've noticed, and this is so odd to me because, again, I never stop working. I see the dumpsters for the houses that are being built up here. And then I see the porta-potties, and I'm like, why the hell? Like, why aren't they combined? Why aren't those kind of things together, right? So I just wondered, like, it makes sense because people building construction and doing work on people's homes can't.
The only issue is when you dump the dumpster, when you tip it up to dump, like that wouldn't go too well if they're attached.
I bet there's a little thing that we could do to fix that, though. But needless to say, I just see these two things in conjunction with each other. But I see the dumpster so ugly and beat up that I'm like, So
I know a guy who rents dumpsters, and he has partnered with the roofing companies. He basically brands a dumpster with their brand.
Yeah.
And then he's the guy that services it. So he got them repainted and lettered with his roofing company brand. Yeah. I think he's got several in the fleet that he uses.
It makes sense.
He does them busy all the time.
Roofing guy's not in the dumpster business, and the dumpster guy's not in the roofing business.
No, and it keeps the roofing crew, because I worked building, so like framing. And at the end of the day, you'd have to go fill the trailer up and take it to the dump and bring it back. That's 1.5 hours, 2 hours of time for 2 solid guys on your crew that could be, mitigated by just
co-branded.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's co-branded. I think he went all out and he branded it entirely for the roofing company.
Okay, good. So it's like private label.
Yeah, and he services it. So it's like very endearing of his brand to the roofing company.
That's intuitive. I really like that. Wow, interesting.
Yeah. So he's pretty much bought their business for life.
Yeah,
because he's gone all out to brand it for them.
We also, like in Florida, I don't know this. Our garbage cans smell.
Brutal. Yeah.
And
There's a big, like the power washing guys are starting to start up things where they do the trash can cleaning.
yeah, I saw that and I'm like, man, there's a business just sitting there because we in our county here in Wasatch, they give us the city thing, but nobody's coming around cleaning my can.
Yeah.
And I don't have a pressure washer anymore because I moved out here, sold all my tools, and my can's getting kind of gross.
Brutal.
And I'm like, why isn't somebody coming around with a door hanger saying, hey, we clean your cans. We can clean. We can clean. Oh my God.
This is no longer marketing without rules. This is business hatching ideas.
Oh my God. No, this is all marketing. Guys, your marketing has to be so blue ocean strategy, differentiating factors, hard left turns. Your marketing should always be the purple cow. Your marketing should be you're going down the road and you see every cow is the same. It's black, it's white, it's brown. It's black, it's white, it's brown. And boom, you come over a hill and bam, there's the purple cow that makes you just stop your car, freak out, take pictures of it. Oh my God, it's the girl in the red dress at Matrix. And you're like, why aren't we different? Why isn't my dumpster business and my junk hauling business different? What could we do different that our competitors aren't doing that'll make us stand out? Are we kinder? Are we gentler? Are we priced higher? Do we deliver more value? Do we show up differently? Do we clean differently? What's our exit strategy when we leave? Do we go back and take pictures of the driveway to show them that we did not, we didn't pick anything? I don't know. I don't know your business, man, but I know that if you can think differently outside of the box, look at what other industries are doing and bring what they're doing into your industry. And I'm not even talking about home improvements. When I wanted to go back and start training my contractors about financing and use different words, I stole from Amazon. I said, we make home improvement lending Amazon easy. What the hell? Because you go to Amazon and buy anything and it's easy. What happens
purchase?
When you get to the bottom of the checkout, we give you buy now, pay later options. So I literally looked at Amazon and said, I'm going to coin that phrase. I'm going to train all year long to make financing easy for home improvement contractors. And when they get to the checkout, it's going to say buy now, pay later on people's websites because that's what your consumers are used to seeing. I bring stuff from outside the industry into my company all the time that have nothing to do with financing. But people are used to that and they understand the story. And stories stick and stories sell. Go outside of the box, bring things in that you're seeing that you love into your industry and be different. Be the purple cow.
Yep. Be the purple cow. You talked about money. I think money is a marketing play, and there is a lot that can be done marketing around the financing side of things. That's what you live and breathe. Anybody who follows Chris, you should follow Chris because you're going to get this high energy chaos that he brings that's so focused on training about financing. Let's talk about financing. Why do people not offer financing? And what's the cost of not offering financing at the point of sale for any home service industry, from roofing to, I think this applies to junk removal as well. You know, some of the clean out to stay sales can be quite costly, to plumbing, to anything. Why do people not offer it, or why do so few offer it? And what are they losing by not offering it?
Great question. I just did an entire training on this with Chuck Toki. We did a master class the other day. It was off the chain. It was just so good. So why don't they offer it? Well, and I'm going to say this in the nicest way. So if you're listening to this, don't take this negatively. It's just a word. Don't let it hurt your feeling. Ignorance. But ignorance is such a weird term. Ignorance is like, did you just call me ignorant? No, I said ignorance. We fear the things that we don't know, therefore we stay away. We do. So if we think that financing is hard, financing is expensive, financing will hurt my feelings of my customers if I ask them if they want a payment solution, we're just completely ignorant to the fact that your customers are sitting there waiting and expecting for you to present a financing low monthly payment option affordability solution. Why? Because they get it at Brooks when they buy the $200 pair of sneakers. They get it at Amazon. They finance their groceries, their gasoline. They finance their cell phones. They finance their homes. They finance their furniture through Ashley Furniture for 5 years, no interest. But you walk in there as a contractor and expect them to lay down $16,000 on a new roof and write me a check or put on a fucking credit card. Credit card is a form of financing. It's just mean. Do you offer financing, Mr. Contractor? No, all my customers pay cash. Cool, good answer. What about the ones that don't? Oh, you lost them. There's part two. Because you're not offering financing, the ones that wanted to hire you don't hire you because you don't offer financing. So think about what you did lose. You did lose because you didn't even know you lost it. All right. But if you offered a credit card, you're offering financing, but you're just being mean. You're forcing the consumer to go freaking figure it out. Like, okay, I want the Sky Miles. I get that. We're going to pay it off the end of the month because you're rich. Cool. Or yeah, we don't take credit. We don't take financing. We don't offer financing, but we take credit cards. $15,000, please. And they're like, I don't have $15,000 limit on my credit card. Well, sorry, we can't help you. And you walk away from the job. Like, what are you doing? Now that the sale is different when you do offer financing. So now we know what you lost. You lost everything you didn't know that you lost because you're not offering it. You don't have the offer, the marketing, the SEO, the offer on your website, the attractive character in the room, which is affordability. But if you had a consumer credit center and you had experts to help you with your needs and your logo was here and you offered 18 months, same as cash, no interest, no prepayment penalty, or offered low monthly payment options to 20 years, no prepayment penalty at the point of sale by scanning the QR code with a soft credit pull, and in 5 minutes we'll get you approved up to $150,000. Or if you'd like to use the equity in your house, we could do that too. Don't you think that offer may attract more people to your business? Because when they see your price tag of $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 for your thing, they freak out and they go, that's too expensive. I can't afford it. Have a nice day. Instead of that, you go, hey, look, roofs ain't cheap. Home improvements ain't cheap. That's why we, hand over heart, have a consumer credit center here at Chris's Generators. Look, a lot of our customers like 12 months same as cash, no interest. Some of our clients like a long-term loan with the payment option with no prepay. Out of those two options, what sounds more interesting to you? And then you let your buyers buy how they'd like to buy from you. If they write you a check in cash, take it. If they give you a credit card and you want to take it, take it. If they want your financing, take it. You don't offer it. It's not an option for them to take. Therefore, you may lose the sale. Worse, they ask for a discount. And now you discount your profitability and your margins, and now your cash flow is suffering. So by being ignorant and not offering it and learning why you should offer it is the number one thing that stops a contractor from doing it. Mindset. Being open to learning how to do it properly, how to protect your margins is the biggest. Are we live right now? Like this is being streamed somewhere?
Being streamed all over the world.
This is like good stuff. I've done 2 meetings this week that can literally make you hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars if you just simply follow what I'm saying.
It's a big deal. And I think the follow-on effect of that is if you don't offer it, they're going to either ask you for a discount or they're going to go to someone who's cheaper. And then you're
going to go to the other guy that offers it.
Or they're going to go to the other guy that offers it, right? But if no one, even if few people are offering it in your industry or in your area, they're going to go to the person who's cheaper, the chuck in the truck, who's then going to give, it's going to be a disservice to them and a disservice to you and your bottom line.
Price. Everything comes down to price. Let's agree. This is a watch. I don't know. It's a nice watch. It's a dive watch. And it's $10,000. Now, I don't want this watch anymore, but you know that this watch is worth $10,000. And Lewis, I come to you and say, hey man, I'm desperate. I got a $10,000 watch and I'm going to sell it to you for $1,000 because all I need is $1,000 to help me out of my desperate situation. Are you game? Because you're going to go, Chris, I'm not into watches. If that thing's worth $10,000, I'm going to buy it for $1,000. I'm going to resell it for $9 and make $8. Or, you're following me? Like you understand that the price of how would I sell this to you matters and you buy it, right? You're not into watches, but you buy it, you resell it, you make $8,000, $9,000. Who cares? Whatever the numbers. All right. Now let me pose another scenario. Lewis, man, I'm in big trouble. I owe the IRS money. I got a $10,000 watch. I'm going to sell this to you for $9,500. Will you buy it?
I'm a little less interested.
Why? Because the price ain't right. The offer wasn't right. The value wasn't right. The flip of you making the investment wasn't right. So it came down to you saying yes for 2 things. It was the price because the watch remained what it was, 10. My buy price to you with this 1,000, you're like, I'm going to flip it or I'm going to keep it because that's a great value. My next offer was $9,500 and you're like, $500 spread. I'm not into watches. There's too much of a risk because if I buy it and I can't sell it for $9 and I got to sell for $95, I'm flat. It was not a bad investment. So it all came down to price and payment.
And your story didn't matter because, I empathize with the fact that the IRS is coming after you, but it doesn't, maybe no one was going to fix it.
You care about me, but dude, it came down to price because you ain't going to give me $9,500 for a watch that that's worth 10 because you're not into watches. If you're into watches and you're like, I've always been looking for that watch. Wow, I could buy it for $500 cheaper. And you might buy it. I don't know. But that is not the thing that moves the needle. The thing that moves the needle in sales is the price. And it moved the needle on you. I could sell you this watch right now.
I'd buy it. Yeah. Even though I'm not a watch person.
Yeah. Because
I know there's someone that will buy it from me.
Yeah. Or you're like, I got a $10,000 watch for $1,000. I won. Now I'm a watch guy. So it all comes down to price. I normally tell that story about a Lambo, but I just picked an item out of the blue just now to talk about.
Pretty relatable because, and it worked too, because I'm not a watch guy, but it was a no-brainer, 100%. Everybody at their core knows that they can resell something if there's a big enough spread, even if they don't know it.
And it comes down to home improvements. If it came down to price, if I was selling junk services or a roofing service or a generator and air conditioning, it comes down to price. I didn't lose. It's $10,000 is the value of this thing. Now I got to make it affordable for you to justify to buy it. That's what a financing does. It makes it affordable for people to buy the things that they never wanted to buy anyway.
So someone's listening to this and they're like, man, that makes a ton of sense. I'm sold, but I have no idea how to start. What are some of the things that people get wrong when they are talking about financing to homeowners?
I think it's all really the delivery. We train contractors really specifically and funly on how to do it early, always, often, and in everything we do. Case in point. Hey, this is Chris with Chris's Roofing. Look, I'm over in X neighborhood, SEO, and we just installed X product on this person's home. Listen, they took out our special spring flex program, FOMO, offer, urgency, that we're offering right now this summer and spring. Look, if you're in this market and you need this repair or replacement, we can make it really affordable, offer, attractive character in the room for you to get this stuff done. Now, look, for the next 2 weeks, I've got a little bit of room for scheduling, fear of missing out, scheduling. Why don't you give me a holler? I'll come over to your house, hop on the roof, and do an inspection at your house. Thanks for checking in. Chris's Roofing. Have a good day. In less than 45 seconds, I loaded a video with an offer, FOMO, call to action, spring promo, educated SEO area. We installed this. This customer took it. Show, tell, and sell. I put so much sales stuff and created so much stuff in that video that I just did live that now goes up on my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, my LinkedIn, everywhere, YouTube. And I do it over and over and over and over again. And everyone sees my videos and they're like, fucking guy goes outside of his jobs and talks about the financing solutions that these customers took advantage of. I didn't even know you could finance a roof. So now you're the guy in the 5 Mile famous area that does these crazy videos outside telling people about how you help the people with affordability. What? Guys, I just made that up. I don't have a script. I didn't know Lewis is going to ask me. I just faked the video of me being a roofer in a local market. I just helped this customer with financing. So what it comes down to is offering it early, always, often in everything you do. And then ask the customers, hey, here's the biggest one. How do you want to pay? What do you mean? You want to use your money or would you like to use ours? What do you mean? We got a consumer credit center here at Chris's Roofing, Chris's Generators. What's that? A lot of our customers like this, a lot of our customers like that. So I don't know how you want to pay for this, but we're here to help you with affordability if you need it. It's just the offer. It's not offering it. If they offer it, they'll take it. If you offer it and they say, no, I'm going to pay cash, to take the cash. But if you don't make the offer, they won't take it.
Because they don't know.
What they don't know, what they don't know, what they don't know.
This is exciting stuff. I think more people need to pay attention to this. I know more people need to pay attention to it. Obviously, Chris has a solution at Improvifi, can help people out. Go check them out. Chris, what do you think is the biggest change that's going to happen in the next 5 years in home service? Could be anything.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to say the same stuff that everyone's saying. Venture capital's coming in, buying everybody up and eating the market bullshit. They're coming in, they're failing miserably. They're pricing, overpricing. Local, great 5-star smaller companies are taking their business because they have no idea how to run these things. These guys came in with money. They do not know how to operate these businesses. So I'm not going to say venture capital and shrinkage. I'm going to say that there's going to be some modernization happening on systems and processes. I believe that contractors are going to get better with CRMs and automating, but I believe that there's going to be so many contractors that get so good at it that it's going to be creating a lot more competition and noise in the social medias and the Instagrams and the AI, right? Where you really, as a contractor, must dial in your culture, your mission statement, why you are different. So when you are presenting to these people at the point of sale, they're doing business with you because of your culture, your mission statement, and your values over all the noise. You have to show up differently. You cannot be the same. You cannot be mediocre. You have to be excellent at what you do, whether you are a junk removal pro or whether you are a roofer. It starts with your mission, your values, how you install, how you care, how you follow up, how you make sure that everything is buttoned up with the project today. Those little things matter so much in a noisy market where they're coming and they're becoming more efficient and more contractors are offering financing solutions. And the competition is getting tougher and the margins are getting slimmer because of the cost. Now, I could sit here and talk about financing for hours, but I don't want to talk about that today because credit card debt is going up. Defaults are happening. It's harder and harder to get loans approved. We all know that shit's just happening naturally. I don't care about that. When there's a need, they're going to go find the money to buy the things that you sell because they have to have it.
Yep, huge. So along those same lines, if someone's feeling, stuck, burnt out, ready to quit, maybe they're feeling the pinch as competition rises. What would your advice to them be?
Keep going. 3 more yards. 3 more yards. If you truly are committed to this industry and you're feeling that, focus, dig in deep, and go 3 more yards. I've been 3 yards shy from quitting so many times in my life. This business, 3 yards, my wife said. Keep going. What do you mean, honey? Just working. Yeah, that's all you do is grinding and giving away stuff for free. She goes, build a training program. What are you talking about? I said to her. She goes, build a training program. I'm like, honey, what are you talking about? She's like, you're a doctor. She was a nurse at the time, so she could relate to the story. I said, what do you mean? She goes, you've been doing finance for 30 years. Contractors love you because you care about them. She goes, build a training and coaching program where you fly into their offices and help them build systems and processes around financing. I go, nobody will pay me for that. She goes, build a program. She go to work. She came home. I'm grinding. I'm doing demo calls. I'm getting people on. Did you build it? No, I'm busy. Build it. 2 weeks. I built the program. It was $5,000 for me to fly in and spend a 9-hour day meeting with a C-suite, all financing. What's your offer? What's your marketing? What's this? Training, all financing the whole day. Just $5,000. I sold 5 of them in 5 days.
Wow.
I said, we made $25,000 this week. She said, I told you. You're 3 yards away from either quitting or getting there. You're 3 yards, man. I'm telling you guys, if you're grinding and you're finding it difficult, you're literally 3 yards away, man. Now, if you've gone the 3 yards and you've gone with your whole heart and you still are like, it ain't working, then shift. But you owe it to yourself and your family to go 3 more yards. Okay.
You do. If no one else, you owe it to yourself. You got really emotional there. I've seen some of your story. You've been through a fair bit, burnout, mental health, all that stuff, leaving company due to a non-compete. How has that shaped you today?
Hugely, man. When I get up, I met the CEO of this company the other day and they got a raise they got $300 million. They got the largest raise ever in the state of Utah.
Wow.
And I sat down with him. I said, I can relate. I said, I built this company. He's sitting next to me. He knew me. That's why I was there. Yes, we built this we're funding $25 million a week. He goes, what? I go, yeah. He goes, how long? It took a year and a half. He goes, you grew a team to 18 and you're doing all that funding. I said, yeah. He goes, he's like, with no capital? I said, no injection, no VC, and no fucking playbook. Nobody gave me the rules. But now that Tiff pushed me and we put our culture and our mission statement and our vision in the core of what we do to help contractors, we've just built a great company. I go to bed and I sleep really well at night because I know that we've never taken advantage of one person. We've had contractors on our platform that it just didn't work out for them because they're like, they didn't do the work. And we just, we part our ways. We love them. They never say anything bad about us. We don't say anything bad about them. We just part. And it's happened a few times. Out of 775 clients, you're bound to have a couple people that it just doesn't work for. But we don't hate each other. It just didn't work. It's okay, So it's been a ride, man. Been a ride. But it's fun. It's fun.
It's fun. No, you bring that fun to everything that you do.
That's right. I've got friends from school that are retired. They're 55 and they got out of high school and they work maybe a government job and they're retired. And I see these guys on social media and I'm like, dude, you're horrible looking. You're fat and you look unhealthy. What are you doing with your mind? Well, we're tired, man. Well, you better get up and get moving. I'm not retired. I am just getting started on the second half of my freaking life. The first 50 years were just practice. I get to go play now. I get to go play the game. 50 years of practice. The next 50 years, I get to go play the game.
It'll be fun to watch. It's been fun to watch. In the small snapshot that I've had. What's something we didn't talk about? Just before we wrap up here. What's something we didn't talk about that you'd like to leave people with?
How can I help your people, Lewis?
Well, tell people how they can get a hold of you and how they can find out how to best implement this stuff into their business, whether it be
even if I can't help maybe some of your people, if that are just, they might be in junk and they're not a contractor license, I can help them because we've got a solution that doesn't require them to have a contractor license coming into fruition the next week or so. So
very cool.
That's going to be a lending solution. You don't have to be a contractor licensed, but your people can utilize that money. So anyway,
so by the time this goes live, so we're recording this, we're streaming this live, but by the time this goes live on Spotify and everything, it will be active.
Because we've run into folks that are in junk and they're not a contractor, and of course our lending partners are real FDIC, federally charter regulated. They require a contractor license and stuff that typically the junk removal doesn't require that. So we do have a solution that we're rolling up into another company that I own and CEO of is called Purple Apple Loans. referral-based.com, and we can run that through that division for those folks. So
Very cool.
awesome.
So Chris Scoville on Facebook, I'll have all the links in the show notes if you're listening to this once the podcast is live, guys. But Chris, always a pleasure to chat. I feel like there's so much that we could cover that we didn't, but appreciate you bringing the energy here today.
Yeah, man, it's tough. We went over an hour, and we, you and I, we could just do this all day. It's funny. Some people, the webinar workshop thing that was at, I said, do you need me to speak on Wednesday? And she looked at me. She's like, no. She said, but are you prepared? Just in case. I said, I'm always prepared. I could get up right now and talk about 15 different things for 45 minutes off the cuff.
You've lived it. You've been through the trenches. You've lived it. Guys, as I always say, this is your reminder as we wrap up the show to go back, think about one thing that Chris talked about. Think about one thing that we covered in here. And again, this show is for hunters, not gatherers. This is not for people that are just sitting back and waiting for the leads to come to them. Go out there, take action on one thing that we talked about, whether it's the generator, the stuff we went through with the generator company, whether it's the can washing, whether it's any of the referral stuff that we talked about. There's a lot of nuggets that Chris talked about in here that if you take action on even one of them consistently for 90 days, if it doesn't work, shoot me a message. I've started, dropping this as we wrap up the shows. If it doesn't work, I'll send you $100. I just know this stuff works. If you're consistent with this stuff, it works. And there's no way you can pay.
You got to take action. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome, man.
Awesome, guys. We will see you on the next one. Chris, real pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.